Hello everyone, and today we're going to talk about body positivity, how it's lost its way, how it can regain its way, and why I have issues with it. So the first thing I have to talk about is that yes, I do agree with the overall thing that it's meant to stand for. People are insecure in the world, people have physical issues or even mental issues, and they need to be brought out of their shells. They need to be shown that just because you look a certain way or something's wrong with you, you're fine, you're absolutely fine. It's what's inside that counts. And you can be accepted. Most people really don't care, and if they're judgmental, that's because they're horrible, not you. There's nothing wrong with you other than maybe your ailment, but you can't help that, or maybe there are ways that we can help that. We just need to point you in the right direction. But first, we also need to make sure that you have confidence and that whatever's wrong with you mentally or physically can either not be an issue for you anymore in terms of thinking about it all the time, or maybe we can fix it. Now that is a noble goal. I really appreciate that. I also used to have image issues as a child and as a teenager. When I was a kid, people used to point out that I used to have spots, and it was the same thing as a teenager, though then they started adding more things like my chin and my everything, just everything that they could use basically. And when you're a child, it's more like yourself. You think about yourself, and people point things at you like, what's wrong with me? What? And then you look in the mirror and you see what's wrong with you and you believe what they say. And when you're a teenager, you think about other people, like girls and maybe teachers or whoever it is, your family. You know, people will point at this and poke fun at you, and then you'll think, oh no, they're going to see the spots, and then they're not going to really like me because I don't look nice. And I mean, for years, I didn't used to have a hairstyle like this. I never used to have anything like that because I was ashamed of what my forehead looked like. I was ashamed what was on it or what could be on it. And sometimes it does get spotty still, but not to the extent there. But now I don't care what people think anymore. I've since seen what I look like with a hairstyle like this, and I realised that they were wrong. It looks all right, it suits me. But that took me through a journey of self-discovery and just getting over those issues. But for some people, they don't have that luxury. They don't have, I'm not going to say I'm particularly strong inside, but I'm just saying they don't have the willpower, they don't have the sense of self to trudge through all that and to see what's good about them inside. They need help. They need psychiatric help, or if possible, physical help, which will bring themselves out of their shells, make them feel better and more empowered. And, you know, yeah, they need help. But there are some people who don't need that help, and these people are the #1 audience for the body positivity people. These are the people that they think have the biggest issues. At least that's what I've seen from media and what I've seen from like the likes of BuzzFeed and Seriously TV and all the mainstream rags you can think of when they talk about body positivity. And I'm mainly talking about fat people or the physically big or the big-boned people. And now look, don't get me wrong, they do get bullied for their size. They do get bullied for that. I'm not denying that that happens, okay? I'm not talking about that. These people do need help if they have issues with how they look. But for most of them, all they need to do is to eat healthily, they need to exercise more, and before they know it, it's not an issue anymore. Now for some people, there may be some who have particular diseases or health issues, then maybe that's a bit more of it difficult for them. They can't lose the weight so easily than someone who doesn't have those issues. And that's fine. Those people I don't have an issue with. They need body positivity. But not the majority of them, not those people who body positivity people seem to really want to be accepted. I'm talking mainly big women who are obese. I am not talking about voluptuous curvy people. I'm talking about big fat people. These people who don't have any health issues that can't stop them losing weight. These people are always the main target of this body positivity thing, because they're getting told that you can be healthy while you're fat, you can be beautiful and fat, which I don't deny. Some of them are good looking, they do have nice faces, and you'd think if they lost a bit more weight, in my opinion, they would be nice. Some people kind of fit it, I don't know. Look, that's an aesthetic thing, that's besides the point. These people are being told these lies, these unscientific lies about how, you know, you can be fat, obese and still be healthy. You clearly don't have anything wrong with you. You're fine as you are. They don't actually tell them it's on the inside that counts, actually. They're trying to tell them, yeah, look, on the outside, you are beautiful. But the simple fact of the matter is, most of society don't view these people as particularly beautiful. especially the way they come across when they throw all this bloody body positivity bullshit at them. They come across as rather arrogant, they come across as selfish, they come across as mean, and they have a chip on their shoulder about people who are smaller than them. And this manifests itself in forms of SJWs complaining about unrealistic body types being used in advertising and in games and in films. Now let's just talk about that, shall we? Because unrealistic body types, unrealistic expectations, as far as I'm aware, when they use fitness advertising, they're trying to say you can become that. When Protein Wheel did their Beachbody Ready thing, they're not saying you can't become this model. They're saying that you can if you eat our products, if you take our products, but you also have to exercise every day and eat healthily too, by the way. I've not seen a single fitness ad that says that you can't be that. The whole point is that you can. Yet these people are saying, look at all these people who are slim and muscular and very beautiful. They're basically telling women who are bigger or slightly bigger that you can't do that, or you have to be like that, when they're not. They're saying that you can do this, you can do that. They're not saying that you must. And they're certainly not saying that you can't. That's retarded. They wouldn't make any money, would they? But the thing is, if you point out these glaring criticisms about them basically telling that fat people don't have to lose weight, they don't have to get more healthy, humans aren't meant to be that big. That is a scientific fact. You're accused of being like fat phobic or whatever they used to call it. You're accused of being bigoted and that you don't want these people to have self-esteem. I want these people to be healthy. I want these people to have self-esteem and confidence in themselves. I wish loads of people, everybody had that. But I don't want to see them die at the age of 40 from a heart attack, or have to go and have some kind of surgery because their heart can't take the strain of their bodies. That's another thing that I don't want. And you are allowing them to fall into that trap by saying that they're healthy, that they're okay as they are, when they're actually not. Just because at the moment they don't feel it, or at least they don't feel it in big ways, doesn't mean that they're not at the optimum level of fitness that they should be. And another thing is, they never ever seem to talk much about disabled people or people who've lost limbs. They always seem to be talking about people like that. You know, people who are amputees, quadruple, triple, double, single. They don't talk about these people. They don't try and help them. Sometimes you see them, but it seems more like an afterthought, that they're just there. They say, look, we do care about these people, but they don't. And I think those people need a lot of help. I'd also say maybe people with mental issues also need help, because sometimes people can look at them and go, oh, they're just horrible. But no, these people also need to be brought out of their shells to have self-esteem. But these people aren't helping them. They're not the main thrust of their campaign. I'm not saying that all these people are like that in the body positivity thing, but it just seems to be the majority, and it's not helped by the social justice stuff. What I've also noticed is they don't really talk about fat men much either. They always seems to be fat women. And this is probably because of the social justice links and the feminist links. And they don't seem to care about the fact that maybe fat men and big men also have issues as well with their self-esteem and with their bodies. And maybe these people need help with these issues and to try and get partners, or just, you know, be mentally healthy. They don't seem to care about them. And then they wonder why these men turn to pickup artists who are not interested in these men's well-being as much as those feminists, of course, and will use them only to make money and to sell them this bullshit and to teach them this crap that is just not at all socially acceptable or even applicable. These people just teach men utter crap about social situations, yet these feminists complain but do nothing. Usually they call them MRAs when they're not MRAs and group them with all these different people that they shouldn't be grouped with. Sometimes they'll ban them from countries, but really they're not doing anything to solve the issues that these guys may create or to help the men that these guys prey upon. See, this could be the movement to solve that, but they seem to ignore them because men don't have issues, remember, people. Another thing as well is that anorexic people and people who are unhealthily skinny also are ignored by the body positivity people, because this will be explained later on in how we can solve all these issues and help make the movement perhaps better, because I'm trying to offer solutions as well. They don't seem to talk about anorexic people and how there's a weird thing with them too. They also are getting told by other people that it's okay to be this unhealthily skinny, you know, to the point where you're nearly starving because you're beautiful, no matter what they say, remember? No matter if it's killing you or causing you issues. These people are also getting it. Now, I have no idea if they come from the same corners as these social justice warrior body positivity types. I have no real idea where they come from, but they seem to be linked in some way. At least they believe in the same things, but you don't really see SJWs talk about anorexic people or really unhealthily skinny people. You don't really see that. And these people also need help. And this brings us to the solutions. So how can we fix it? Well, it's simple. Stop telling these people who are overweight that they're healthy and then there's nothing wrong with them. Look, some people can't help it, that's fine, but for most of them, they can help it. And if you want to help them become more confident and have self-esteem, maybe helping them lose that weight and see how the confidence that builds from, doing something amazing, losing a certain amount of pounds in a short amount of time, that can make someone really confident and happy. Because I've heard stories, people, they lose weight unexpectedly very quickly and they're like, I did that, that's a goal. I actually achieved more than the goal I wanted. Surely that is more than just living, very unhealthily and wondering why people don't like you when you shame people who are skinny or say unrealistic body types. Because that's another thing, it ends up just shaming people who are not big and then trying to tell other people how they can and cannot live. And that's just not fair, that's not right. That's not how you do a body positivity movement. We need to make sure that men and people who are severely underweight also receive help, because these people seem to be ignored. These anorexic people, these people who have been on YouTube, become viral because of how sickly they look, they need to be helped. They need to be told that you can't be too fat, you can't be too thin, you have to be the optimum of what your height, your width, etc. is, because everybody's different, everybody has a different body, and there's different ways of being healthy within that frame. People need to be shown this. Body positivity should also be making sure that people take steps to make sure their body is a temple to them, that they treat it right, that they treat it with respect, that they make sure that it's as healthy as they can possibly make it, and that it doesn't get abused and abused too much. That should really be what body positivity is as well. You don't see people like Cristiano Ronaldo or any other athlete in the world just laying back and letting it get all out and big and fat. Some people are like that in sports, but you don't see people like him do that. He treats it with the utmost respect. It might seem a bit narcissistic, but he wants to be able to play for as long as he possibly can and also be healthy. And I think that's an attitude that people should take, but we don't. We're all different. We can't all be Cristiano Ronaldo. We can't all be tennis players that can play into their 50s, Not everybody's like that. Not everybody will be like that, but some standards probably do need to be set. Help more people who are disabled, either physically or mentally, or people with issues in their mind. Do that, please. Stop making excuses for these other people and making them their bigger targets. I'm talking about the fat people, of course. Don't do that. Help these people who actually need help. Make them the forefront, and maybe your movement will have a better reputation and people will see that, yes, they are doing something. They're not just making excuses. Also, pet peeve of mine, Marilyn Monroe was our average body type at the time. She was not big and fat, okay? Like you people think. You don't look like her. She was actually quite slender, but whatever. And that's about it, people. That's all I've got for today. I do hope you enjoyed the video. I certainly enjoyed making it. So until next time, I'll see you later.